Hi guys, and today it's going to be my review for Before They're Hanged by Joe Abercrombie, and I really liked it. It was a step up for the first one, but it still quite didn't make a 5-star read for me. I think Joe Abercrombie is amazing at writing this grimdark fantasy, and I would not have anyone else do it, and I will definitely be continuing on with book 3 in May. I think I'm gonna finish book 3. But Joe Abercrombie stepped it up in every other category that I could think of. It was amazing. Like, I was generally impressed by this book. The reason why it wasn't a 5-star for me is because I'm not the biggest grimdark guy. I mean, maybe I might grow on it in the future, but I just think like it's like a trope. But I think he does it excellently, but the reason why it's not going to be one of my favorite series of all time is just because I think he prefers a series like Stormlight, like more just high fantasy, like in Wheel of Time. Those are like my kind of series. You know what I mean? It's not only my style, but this thing was done excellently, and I can see what it was worth for, and there was so much more plot in this book with the character development on top of that. I'm not sure how you can fit this in the book, but gosh, some of these Glockta was kind of like Superior Glockta or Colonel Glockta, whatever you would like to call him. But he's crippled, if you didn't know. So this is gonna be spoiler free. I'm not gonna spoil it any other than that. You can see him on the cover. That is Glockta, I'm pretty sure, because it is crippled. And this was an amazing book, and Glockta he kind of pulled the trope from kind of like more modern books. He has a couple of his quotes, or not quotes, but letters to him, because when he's dealing with a lot of stuff, I'm not going to spoil it, but there's letters here, like there's to him. So that's what I was kind of doing, and he was kind of like dealing with this through the story. There's a lot of political intrigue, which is really cool in the story. That's what I did enjoy about his. And whenever Logan, I know a lot of people love Glockta, but Logan is still my favorite, and he's the Bloody Nine. But he I like the traveling. I love it when people travel. Quest fantasies are my favorite trope. I love Lord of the Rings for that reason. It's an amazing series, and first book of Wheel of Time was like this. Right now I'm on the 5th book, just randomly popping it in. But he kind of like does a little bit of traveling in this book, and I loved it when that happened. And so like, yeah, Logan is my favorite character in this whole series, because like he's like violent, obviously, but he has good motives, and you can still care for Joe Abercrombie's characters even when they are evil, which is so. If someone who hasn't read the series, like, that's like not normal. Read the series and then you'll know, like, these people are terrible people. Why do I care about them so much? That's weird to me, but he does this excellently. Yeah, like, just because it's grimdark and it's pretty intense. There was some scenes that I was glad it wasn't like on screen. I'm glad I didn't have to like look at that. I just had to read it, and yeah, I had to skip one part. I'm not saying this part, say one part, but I had to skip a couple pages. I'm not gonna. It was kind of crazy. It blows you away. It's amazing writing. It's just he writes some intense stuff, and it's good. It's very violent, and that's like, the magic is not crazy. It's more just like violence. And if you're into that kind of stuff, yeah, this is your book. And I loved the first lot. I had a enjoyable time reading this, and I think after I was doing some packing of what my schedule is going to look like, it's a bit different for my TBR. I think I'm not going to be able to fit this in, or New Spring. New Spring is what I say, because I wanted to read it after book 5, but I'm like, this is a too busy TBR, and you don't really need to read it after 5. I'm probably just going to read it after the series, or after all of Robert Jordan's books, or in the future, next year, I'm going to be craving Wheel of Time, because I'll be done with it. And then all I have to read is The Warrior of Alatai, which is another book by Robert Jordan. Why am I talking about Robert Jordan? It's a Joe Abercrombie. I'm sorry. My apologies. So, this is an amazing book, and holy cow, it is a step up from the next one. From the last one. And if you watch that review, I did also love that book as well. So far, I'm enjoying the first law. 4 stars, but not quite 5 stars because it was excellent. It was excellent, but it wasn't like my kind of book. But I can appreciate it for what it does to this kind of subgenre of fantasy. I can't. So, First Law by Joe Abercrombie. I can't wait to finish this series. So, see you in the next video.